Welcome back to Switch to Linux, everybody. Woo! All right. We already have a lot of comments going on here, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in with that. We'll wait for a few more people to show up. I realize I'm so weird, I'm almost always on time. And it's a little odd, but I don't know. It's that part of me that's always 15 minutes early for a meeting, etc., etc., etc. So I hope everyone is doing well. I'm going to try and keep my volume down just because I am running a little bit later today. So why sometimes 9 o'clock and sometimes 11 o'clock live streams? Well, because I mentor a teenager, and sometimes due to his work schedule, we hang out on Thursday, and sometimes we hang out Friday. If we hang out on Thursday, I do the live stream at 9. If I hang out on Friday, we do the live stream at 11. So that's kind of what ends up happening there. So that's kind of what it is, and I try and figure that out by mid-time in the week so he knows what time, like I know what time to post it. So that's kind of what happens there. So this week, actually, it's I was kind of scrambling last minute there to wrap up the rest of the news. I just had a lot of crazy things going on, a lot of new projects I'm looking into, and fixing the whole network mess around this whole apartment complex. And what I end up doing today, because there's so many people run those stupid Comcast modems that why do people pay Comcast $10 a month to rent a stupid modem when you can go to Best Buy and buy a new modem for like $60? It's probably going to work for you. Like 6-month break-even point, and then, saves a lot of money. But I guess that's why most people are broke. So, whatever. But all that being said, there's so many networks here, my internet gets drowned out, especially in the other room, which is literally like 20 feet away. My Raspberry Pi or any other computer I have out in that other room cannot get on the internet. And so I ran Cat6 cable today to hardwire the Raspberry Pi directly into my router so that I can actually use my media center for doing things. So my media center, my NAS drive is plugged directly into the hard line of my network, and now my Raspberry Pi is directly into the hard line of the network. So I've taken off the table to pick up a Raspberry Pi 3 for the immediate future because I solved the problem by going down to Home Depot and buying $15 of 50-foot Cat6 line, and I just had to crimp the edges on. So that's what I did this afternoon, and then we end up running the wire, which you will not be able to see, but it kind of starts right below this computer where the router is. It goes along the wall behind this. I use contractor staples to nail it hard to the wall, and then I ran it down under the door so I can close the door without a problem, and I had to go up the wall and then across the corners and edges of the whole place until I hit down to the TV. So it's kind of what happened there. So it was kind of fun. Let's see. So, hello, everybody. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Piggy Uniform. Are you on to Fedora now? That looks like the Fedora logo. Hello, N.I. And Lewis, how are you? Yeah, the kitty's been sleeping over there for a while. He's not doing a whole lot. My work phone in case the internet dies. All right. Woohoo. You saw my video recently. I got a new computer, kind of old, but it was rotatable screens. No, I did not get a chance to look at it. I actually have not been able to look at pretty much anybody's videos, but I will have a look at that. So, okay, that explains it. Yes, you are on Fedora and GNOME. Cool. Working phone is less delayed than the regular phone. All right. Greetings, Eskello. In the mobile operating systems lately, looking at Sailfish, the sadly discontinued Firefox OS Tizen. I need to silence my my preview stream. I plugged in headphones right here in case I need them, and yeah, it did not work well. All right, so sorry to not get the topic of the news up. I actually had to stare at my articles for a while and decide what I wanted to be the cornerstone article we talk about. There's really no one core thing other than FCC net neutrality stuff, and I'm sick of talking about it. So this is it. We're not talking about FCC or net neutrality today. Maybe later, but not today. So So I kind of chose on the Driving Miss Google, of course, a play on words from Driving Miss Daisy, mostly because there were a couple articles I looked at questioning the self-driving cars and things like that, and some interesting philosophy that I read the article, and it had a surprising twist to it that I wasn't anticipating, and that's kind of why I chose that for the topic. Let me know how the light is. I'm still experimenting with this new office lighting system. If you haven't seen, I have this office light that is like staring at the sun. And it's basically I sold my fish tank because I didn't really need it anymore, and this is one of those super high fidelity LED lamp systems that is perfectly sufficient for growing plants, etc. And so the thing pushes out like it's like the sun is right above me, and I think it's too bright here. It's perfect for the distance I am from the light to the tinfoil hat time, but I have a wall right here, and I think that the light's just too close to me. So I needed to do more backlighting stuff. I've been considering doing some colored lights back there, see if that would work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But let's see. All right. Use an iPhone. Friend recommended. It's a complete mess. Can't do anything interesting. Yeah, as far as phones are concerned, I don't want the phone to have too many crazy options. That's why I prefer iPhone over the Androids. But a lot of the new iPhones I don't like, so I'm on an SE, and it's the only iPhone I'd recommend right now. But I don't really recommend other stuff. And then of course, where I did have my Galaxy, I put my Alias 2. It's a dual flip phone, which can easily send text messages, can easily make phone calls, and that's all I need it to do. And I feel great now that I have only one smartphone in the house. That's pretty awesome. Don't like iOS. I like customizable operating systems more. Yeah, I found that you couldn't really customize Android anymore either, and so it's like if I'm stuck with one, I'd rather be stuck with the easiest one to use. So I'm not a huge fan of any. I would absolutely love it if somebody would come up with a true good Linux phone. Yes, I know Android's Linux, but a true Linux phone, I'd be all over that. But as of right now, I'm just kind of looking at and considering just kind of dropping smartphones altogether. I don't know. There's things I like. As a chem professor, do you like scientific Linux? I think I've seen it before, but I don't know anything about scientific Linux otherwise. Um, to me, it's like I don't really live much in the world of chemistry anymore. Every now and again, like I do some fun tinkering here and there, aquaponics and whatever else, but for the most part, I don't really need to be looking at chemistry right now in Linux systems. I decided on a career change, but who knows? Maybe I'll go back to teaching sometime. Maybe I'll go back to chemistry sometime. I don't know. All right. So, on to the articles for the week. I chose a fun few topics. The first topic I chose is corporate control. I wanted to come up with some cool looking logo image for this, but I just don't have time right now. Second, we're going to talk about some things going on in the scamminess world. So the scams, some war has been waged against scams. Of course, anytime the government wages war against something, it usually means that the object of the waging the war increases. So I'm not sure what this is going to mean, but let's see. We're going to talk about some scary tech. And then a new topic for this week. Are we out of our minds? Where's my brain? I need my brain in a petri dish for this one. I got to stick my brain in my petri dish over here. And then we're going to talk about privacy, and then a couple security things. Of course, if you have been watching the news at all today, or have heard of anything, it's like, and this is funny because somebody had criticized my video yesterday, or maybe they just forgot to put the /s, but somebody criticized my video yesterday where I'm talking about taking better control and manually controlling a lot of things, having an offline copy of your data backup. The guy's like, he leaves me this long comment, something like, to the effect of, if you're getting viruses with Windows 10, you're doing something wrong. It's like, really? Tell that to half the world right now that got malware hacked. Like, hundreds and thousands of computers today were taken down by a ransomware malware. Yeah. I want offline copies of my stuff, and I encourage you to do that too. So those are our topics. So we are going to dive in. So we're going to first start with looking at articles on corporate control. Once again, I do have some videos running in the background, so if the audio gets choppy, just bunch of people or everybody write choppy, 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 and I will remove the animated backgrounds. I find that some of the animated backgrounds cause choppiness, some of them do not. And so I'm trying to sort out which ones do, which ones don't, and eventually we'll figure it out. All right. The entire NHS in the UK. Yes, I think that was what was taken out. Like the hospitals, it's really bad when the hospitals say, don't come to the hospital, that's an emergency. Really genius. I just don't know. I got blood gushing out of my eyeballs. Should I go to the hospital? Yes, go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. So, corporate control. This is interesting. Hello, Shakir. How are you? I just saw you jump on there. Okay, so, of course, Comcast and Charter together make up the overwhelming majority of the internet, but they have absolutely no overlap. I think it'd be really cool if their markets overlapped. And Mr. GJFX, anyone here want to play Windows games on the cloud? No. I think you're in the wrong spot. All right. So basically, there's no overlap between Comcast and Charter, but together they control the majority of the ISPs, like hardline ISPs. We have a challenge, though. The major challenge that these guys have is that there's this horrible thing happening in the wireless market, and this terrible thing that the FCC doesn't know how to manage or whatever else. It's called competition. So with competition, they're like, how can we possibly get in here and annihilate competition in the wireless market? We got it. We're going to combine together to build a wireless network. This is scary. That the two most powerful ISPs that are certainly buying the FCC want to pool together their resources to launch their own combined wireless market. Hello, Dr. Rob. How are you today? All right. So this is scary. So they, of course, their business lingo, their corporate speak, Comcast and Charter. Excuse me. Hold on. I gotta find. Let's see. I gotta find something that sounds like I'm doing a press release or something. I don't know. Clipboard. I don't know. I will read my press release. Comcast and Charter to explore operational efficiencies to speed entry into the wireless market. I should read that like a newscaster or something. I should feel like I should put it on a clown nose or something to say that. Basically, yeah, they want to combine together to basically, if either one of these wants to dive into the wireless market, there'll be like 5 carriers now, or 6. Too much competition. Too much competition. So they want to pool their resources to kind of come in. And of course, probably they just want to buy up and buy out everyone else. Of course, if you've noticed lately, I didn't pull the articles out to do, but either was it T-Mobile or Sprint, or maybe both of them, I don't remember, all trying to merger in. And if you look at I think it was the tinfoil hat time that I did a few weeks ago, and I forget which one it was, but I was talking about how in 1980s, all of the news sources and outlets were owned by like 50 or 60 different companies, and right now that's 6. And that's kind of what's happening is in these upper levels, things are just kind of buying and selling and merging and combining, and we're like going to end up with like 3 big corporate interests, and that's kind of what's going on here. So Comcast and Charter combining together to tap into the wireless market to compete, and then probably just buy up a bunch of the other smaller ones and see if we can't get something to the effect of total market competition, which is exactly what they each have. Now, of course, there's Comcast and there's Charter, and they're 2 different ones. But the problem is that these 2 companies have no overlap. And so I can't go, I don't know, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 small markets, a few small markets out there, but there's really no market where I can go to and I can choose to either Comcast or Charter. And if they coexisted together, it would drop the prices down. Why is this not some absolutely ginormous price fixing scheme? Is well beyond me, other than the fact that half of Asia Pi's suits were paid for by Comcast, the other half by Charter, et cetera, et cetera. But basically, this is kind of a scary thing, that these two huge companies are coming together to build one wireless network because they're scared that more and more people are cutting off the internet. And as the wireless companies are having more and more free data and allowing streaming without accessing their data plans, the ISPs are starting to run scared. And I think that that's what's going on right now is the ISPs coming in and going, well, we just don't know how to handle it. So this is how these two ISPs are handling it. The two largest ISPs covering the majority of the market are going to combine together for their own wireless, because the challenge is that the wireless companies, of course, there's a lot of overlap. And I'll tell you, it was really funny because this summer I took a trip, and there were 4 of us that went on this road trip. And each one of us had a different one of the major carriers. And, somebody had Verizon, somebody had AT&T, somebody had Sprint, somebody had T-Mobile. It was really funny because we could go around and see how the networks work. And I will tell you, if you're going to go into weird remote places, you want to be on Verizon, because the Verizon phone with us could always connect to networks. The other ones were spotty when you got into weird locations. And that's kind of one of those things to keep in mind. In fact, it was so bad that I think it was the Grand Canyon. The internet at the Grand Canyon is so bad in the hotel that I was actually just using my data plan for any of my work, because it's just like, I got like 4G in the Grand Canyon, but the hotel could only get something to the equivalent of a dial-up. So, but now this is they're trying to basically get in there because they can now control their towers in their different locations. And so what will happen is Comcast will put up towers in the Comcast control areas, Charter will put up towers in the Charter control areas, and they'll share the towers back and forth, kind of like other people didn't want to do. I have a funny story about that. When I lived out west, little desert area, there's this little company that owned all of the cell towers around the mine. It's like Union Wireless. And they were like jerks, and they go up to the big carriers, and the big carriers like, we'd like to, work a deal to bounce off your signal. They're like, no, we own the mines, and you can't get signal in the mines. All right, we just won't share with you. And so you had this little cell carrier in the middle of a desert that had signal in these mines and nowhere else. It was quite comical. Like, literally, the sales reps for those companies, they had to have 2 cell phones. One was Union and one was for everywhere else. Kind of crazy. Oh boy. But this is a scary merger. All right, let's have a look. Some comments there. Never get notified about your streams. That's a bummer. Sorry, Clayton. Clayton, I generally do a stream on Friday, either 9 or 11. And I am trying to do the tinfoil hat times, usually 9 o'clock on Sunday. I don't always get a chance to post them up in enough notice. I think I put this notice up last night. So that's kind of my general. And then every now and again, I'll do some random impromptu streams as well. Oh, yes, things are going well on my side. Virus, malware, keylogger. I'm not sure if I grabbed the HP one. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Yeah, HP had a keylogger in it. That was exciting. If I didn't get to it, someone remind me and I'll talk about the HP keylogger. That was fun. Love this pen on my PC now. Which pen? Penguin? Good evening, Damiano. Damiano, hello. How are you? All right. So, next article, Facebook. It's actually at fb.com. I don't have fb.com blocked. I should block fb.com, shouldn't I? I should. All right, so what they're doing here is they are wanting to reducing links to low-quality web experiences. When people start talking like that, it makes me want to go, like, take my brain... Apparently drop it on the floor. Take my brain and kind of like the old Hulu, right? The old Hulu free. They would be like, choose your ad experience. You choose my ad experience. I'm going to refill my coffee cup. Reducing links to low quality web page experiences. I don't experience web pages. Do you experience web pages? I don't experience web pages. I experience annoyance. So basically, this is Facebook. They're wanting to start vetting. Of course, they've already talked about this vetting process to vetting these. Now, if what they truly are doing is truly getting rid of these stupid, crappy links where you click on it and it's just like, you kind of click on the thing and then you get in there and you there's no content related to what you're going to, but you have about 700 bajillion ads. Like there's ads stacked on top of ads. I mean, if you could see this in a 3D model, it'd be like ads running deep all over the place. And they're trying to say like, hey, we're going to get rid of all these. And if that's really what they're doing, but I have a sneaky suspicion they're going to be trying to control some of what's going on here rather than anything else. It's like, yeah, we don't like that type of ad. We're going to throw that out. I don't know. It's Facebook, so I can kind of be crazy with them. So, and of course, I think one of the challenges is that too many people are just trying to use Facebook to make a lot of money. And a good friend of mine always says it, you know, and he's a kind of genius marketer. I'm not. But what he says is, you know, people don't go to Facebook to be marketed to. They go to Facebook to relax. Maybe relax. I don't know. I go to Facebook if I want a headache. But that was also something he said years ago. Facebook has changed since then. Computer drawing pen like Surface Pro. Oh yeah, I forgot they were working on something with pens. Being punched by Floyd Mayweather's experience. All right. All right. So now we're going to have a look into scams. This is interesting. So of course a Ponzi scheme. Different from multi-level marketing. I think multi-level marketing is still crazy, but at least legal. But a Ponzi scheme, what differentiates a multi-level marketing scheme from a Ponzi scheme is that a Ponzi scheme, people pay in to get into an opportunity, and future opt-ins will pay out for previous payouts. So in this case, what was going on is this group, the Traffic Monsoon, it's selling ad packs for $50, promising visits to the websites, clicks on banner ads, and 10% return on investment. So of course, what was going on here is that people were paying $50 to get all these, and 10% return on your investment isn't too bad. But of course, you know, if it is bad if you get caught up in something like this. But what happens, what these scammers do and what these guys do is when they first get you to buy in, and then the first couple payouts are successful. What you do is they get you in smaller payouts. You're like, what's $50 if I lose it? I lose it because it's an investment, and sometimes investments go bad. So you throw $50 in, and the guy turns around 3 months later, wow, that worked great. Here's $75. You're like, wow, that's a lot of return. And so you're like, you know what? I got an extra 200. Here's 200. Boom, turns around, $400. Wow, awesome. Here's my life savings, $500,000. See ya. Okay, that's how these scams kind of work. And so what this was going on with a Ponzi scheme is that the guy would take the $50, and instead of being all this ad stuff, he could fake all this and use the next people's paying $50 to pay out the extra return to the previous people. And the company was shut down in 2016. I want to say it was by the FTC. Is this SEC? So the Securities and Exchange Commission shut them down because they're like, yes, this is a Ponzi scheme. But what happened is the victims of this are now naming PayPal in the suit because they allege that PayPal knew that this guy was running Ponzi schemes. Interesting point. And it begs that question. If somebody is caught utilizing your payment gateway as a scheming system, what's the, I mean, if that's the case, and they're using this as a scheming system, are they complicit in the act? Because, of course, what they're saying is that the balance in the PayPal account at one point in time reached $61 million, and PayPal was making profit on the interest of that. And that's where we ran into the challenge. Because, of course, another fun thing about PayPal is it's not a bank, it's a company. And because it's not a bank and it is a company, you can put money over there and you can store money over there and you could, in theory, hide money over there. Just saying. It's a possibility. And I'm not sure if that's what this is doing. I know I would not feel comfortable keeping $61 million in PayPal. I mean, especially since they could just like cancel your account and be done with it. And yeah, that was fun. Thanks. Come do business with us again. Okay. But that being said, the question is PayPal really liable for allowing a known Ponzi scammer, because they were caught doing Ponzi scams years ago by PayPal and shut down by PayPal. But now PayPal allows the exact same group to run the exact same scam. This time they're just making a lot of money on it. Good, bad, indifferent? I don't know. That's weird. But that's kind of something to think about. Oh, boy. I haven't used Facebook since 2010. Yeah, I pop on there about once every 3 or 4 weeks. A friend of mine sent me a message over there like, yeah, I sent you something. You probably won't get it for a while, but I sent you something anyway. Oh, all right. About a week or two later, I got onto it. Oh, yeah, that's neat. All right. Just some little joke or something. Is there any option to totally delete Facebook ID, not deactivate option? No. It's all still there. They still keep a copy of it. I don't know how long. Many companies, like if you look at cell phone companies, AT&T keeps all your records for, I think it's like 5 years or something. Verizon keeps them for 18 months, and I forget where T-Mobile and Sprint are. No Facebook since 2007. Wow. Why did they allow this? Money. That's why they allowed it. All right. Next article. This is funny. They're declaring war. Nixon declared war on drugs, and the drug problem increased. Go figure. Whatever we declare war on, the problem seems to increase. So here the FTC, and not the FCC. FTC at least pretends to care. So the FTC and federal, state, and international partners announced a major crackdown on tech support scams. I'll believe that when I see it. It is like virtually impossible to stop scams. In fact, as they've been harder on scams and all this kind of stuff, my amount of scams has increased. In fact, if I look down through my call log down here, I will tell you that, let's see. All right. Go recents. Okay. So friend, scammer, client, scammer, friend, scammer, friend, scammer from Waco, Texas. I almost want to pick up and say, hi, is this the wacko from Waco? Or David, is that you? Friend. I think that was a scammer. Scammer. Friend, client, friend. Some of these are me calling out. Oh, scammer, client. I mean, it's just like I get more scam calls anymore than I get anything else. It's like it's a real aggravation. And then of course I do what I can do to collect things down. That's why I record and release the scam calls every now and again, is so that we can, that somebody at least has information, but it's well beyond me because I have no power in any of this. And then you send a boatload of information up to them and you go, hey, this is all the information. And then you get a stupid formula like, well, we can't do anything, and this is probably a spoof number. No kidding, it's a spoof number. That's why I sat on the phone with a guy for half an hour. I built up rapport. I got him to give me a callback number, and I gave you that callback number. Why don't you start by calling that guy up, and whoever answers that stupid phone, go throw him in jail. So this is... What's that expression? I forget something about you know the path to mediocrity is paved with good intentions, something to that general effect. And this is like good intentions, but I don't see this stopping anything. Of course, this is the tech support scammers. I just so wish these guys would call me. I mean, half these scammers, I want to call them up and ask them, "Is Kevin from Microsoft Technical Support there? I need to get this virus off my PC." I don't see what they do. I don't know. That'd be funny. It'd be really cool if like all these scammers all share the same call centers. That'd be totally awesome. If I could like literally learn enough about all the other scams to flip flop the scam in the middle and see if I catch anybody. That'd be awesome. So this is interesting, but I guess it is what it is. What it is. All right, this is an interesting scam here. Because, of course, a lot of these scammers, you talk about all these scammers calling you. Well, what happens when you call the scammer? That's a fun question. So, and I know, I understand how this happens, by the way, because, oh boy. This is a long and fun and convoluted story, but I've had my one cell phone number since like 2001, 2002. I think 2002 is when I got this cell phone, and I've maintained the same number since then. So I've had the phone number for a long time. Well, in the state of Pennsylvania, the area codes are all weird and muddled. Like, we in State College share an area code with Erie, but everything in between here and there is different. Well, right down south of us, we have Altoona, and I think Altoona area may share an area code with Harrisburg or something like that, or at least they're close. And then what happened is there was a guy from Harrisburg who had my number except with the Harrisburg extension. And he moves into the county, and he's just giving his phone number, not realizing that the area code has changed. And then that guy went through some problems. Well, there was some hospital. What I've been able to gather is there's some hospital issue. There was a lawsuit. There was a wrongful death case. There was some settlement. And then somebody opened a restaurant using their cell phone number with my number attached to it. Oh, boy. I was getting calls from DirecTV. I should have been like playing along. Oh yeah, come on this such and such a day. Yeah, you know, just come on that day and we'll call back and we'll get the credit card number. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'd have school nurses calling me to pick up the sick kid. I'd have debt collectors calling. You owe a debt. I'd have the hospital calling when you got to pay your bill. I'd have it's like, yeah. I finally was able to get sweet talked my way into some social engineering and got a debt collector to tell me what the deal was. Then I was actually able to gather some information. I did some online searches. I found the wrongful death suit, et cetera, et cetera. But then the problem really, like, a little bit was just funny inconveniences until they decided to open a restaurant. Oh, God. I'd have like little old ladies call me. And of course, I still live in the West Coast with an East Coast phone number. And so I'd have little old ladies calling. It would be like 7 o'clock for them. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, are you open today? I'm like, I think you have the wrong number. Well, this is the number for the restaurant. You have the wrong number. No, you have. Lady, I'm in bed in the West Coast. Leave me alone. Hang up the phone and they'd call back. Are you open? I'm like, yeah, we're open right now. Yep, come on by. And then I'd start swearing at some people. That was kind of fun. Just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'll never go to your restaurant again. Good, stop calling us too. You know. And of course, I had another friend up in the Erie area where he had his phone number was one number off from the pizza place, and so occasionally when they got into a zesty mood, somebody would call them. And they'd pick up the phone, and the guy's thinking he's calling a pizza place. And so, they'd take the order and everything, and the pizza never showed, of course. But, it was great. I mean, it's all funny, weird, crazy stuff. But here's what's going on. Here. Okay. Let me read through the comments, and then we'll get to what's going on in this scam phone number. This is a good one. All right. David Koresh, is he still in scams? Okay. So 717. Yeah, 717. Is that Harrisburg, Altoona, or what's 717? 724 215. Isn't 215 Harrisburg? I forget. I don't know. 80s, I was getting calls every 10 minutes that I was a video shop. You the video shop? I was tempted to say, yeah, what's your movie? Oh, boy. Yeah. All right. So here's what's going on is the Veterans has this number 1-866-606-8198, which is the official National Choice Program line. Well, the problem is, of course, who is this for? Old people. Well, what's a toll-free number? 866? What's that? A toll-free number is 1-800. It's been trolling you forever. 1-800-555-1234. Absolutely. So what's happened is some scammers set up shop buying the number 1-800-606-8198. It's one thing. It's one thing when you're misdialing a digit. Like, it's one thing when a scammer calls you. If a scammer calls you and ends up convincing you to give them their credit card number, then whatever. That's a bad thing. But when you are calling who you think is legitimate, okay, when you're calling whom you think is legitimate, and, if you get some surprise number, yeah, deal with the surprise number. But when they pick up the phone answering that they are the official National Choice Program line, now they are in the perfect opportunity. Because, if somebody calls you on the phone and says, hey, this is your credit card company, can you verify your information? And we have a weird transaction to talk about. Please verify your information. Don't do it. Don't do it. Tempting, scary. Your heart skips because something might be wrong on my credit card. Do not do it. Say, thank you for the alert. I will call you back. Click. You pick up your card. You look at the number printed on the back of your card. You dial that number. Because they could have even spoofed that number on your caller ID. You don't know who's calling you. So you hang up the phone. You then call the number on the back of your card. And then, now you know you're talking, at least you have a 99.9 repeating chance you're actually talking to the right company. And then, that's the people you verify things with. Because it is true, your credit card company will call you to verify things. But you never verify things when they call you first. You hang up. You dial the number on the back of your card, and then you talk to that person. Because they could easily spoof the number where they're coming from. And that's what's happening here, is the elderly person is calling this number that they've been so ingrained in their mind through marketing, go figure, that 1-800 is a toll-free number. And so they type in 1-800-606-8198. Guy answers the phone. This is the official National Choice Program. How can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. He gives all the information because he feels comfortable with it. And now they've scammed a lot of people. And this is a particularly bad one because it is a scam for veterans and things like that. So make sure you get it the correct number, 866. If you happen to have parents who would be using this program, make sure that they're dialing the correct number, 866. And so, this is a core thing that you need to keep in mind. Can you verify your social security number, credit card number, birth certificate, and debit card? Yes, I will do all of those. In fact, one time I was feeling really zesty when the scammer called, and I was like, oh yeah, it sounds great. And, I was like, what's your credit card number? It starts with 5. Okay. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he hung up on me. Oh boy. It's the world we live in, unfortunately. And the sad thing is, people fall for this. We just need to make sure that we are not falling for it. All right, so we are about ready to move on to our next one. Which one do I want to do next? I want to do scary tech. Let's do scary tech. This is the one that I think the background video might cause some skippiness. So let me know if it skippies. All right, so if it skippies, I will get rid of that. But I just love that background for evil tech. It just totally rocks. Okay. So we saw last week, or was it 2 weeks ago, we saw that Amazon now had the camera one to go in the bathroom, and Level 1 Tech's had something really funny about that. You know, it's just like Level 1 Tech sitting there going, yeah, you put this device with a camera. In fact, it's the Echo Look. It's the one on the screen up here. No, don't sign in. Leave me alone. So this guy up here, the Echo Look, it's the Echo with a camera on it, so it can take your cameras and record what's going on. They got all these different mics all over the place, and redundancy things, so that they can go ahead and determine what's playing and what you're saying, even over music, etc. This thing's particularly scary because it's designed to go into your bedroom, so it's like, yeah, it gets this chance to see you change. Listens to you, whatever you're doing in your bed. Well, this one goes a step further. It's got the camera, it's got the speaker, and now it's got the video too. This is just wonderful. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's good stuff. So, yeah, this is just kind of scary tech to me. This is just like, do we really need an Amazon Echo with a camera? You can even see the camera here. See that camera up there? Ooh, look at this guy. Ooh, video on, video off. Yeah, because, like, I have to have a 1984 style telescreen in every single room in my house. I mean, is there a volume discount? Can I buy 5 of these? I mean, I have 5 rooms in the house. Can I just buy 5 of these? I mean, right now, this is what I need. I need these all over the place. I need telescreens, people. I need telescreens so Big Brother can watch me, and that when some potential alleged crime may or may not happen in this house, that the police can come in and steal all of my data. Well, I'm sorry, warrantly grab all my data? I guess, I don't know. But this is kind of scary to me. Why do we really need these things? Like, pretty soon Jeff Bezos is going to be pushing out your required viewing time. What are those called in 1984? Anybody remember off the top of your head? The required viewing time. Oh yeah, this is scary stuff, people. Oh boy. Yeah, verify your selected service number now, or lose all college benefits. Yeah. A scam. That's why it'd be a brilliant scam. Kept seeing this crap on Amazon. I'd rather not buy that thing. Yep. Rather not have a spy 24/7. Yep. Beds are only for sleeping. I don't know what you've been up to. Precisely, but Amazon will know, Clayton. That's what I should do. I should grab this page, telescreen, bulk questions. 19 frequently asked questions. Can this replace my bedside alarm clock? Oh no, please don't. Yes. Can you watch Netflix? There is a video made by Amazon that says it does indeed play Amazon Video, YouTube movie trailers, and more. Ooh. Does it have a picture frame mode? Ooh, please, like, you know, I might want to buy me one of them nice little cheap digital picture frames, because I love photographs. And I just think hanging a picture on my wall that keeps changing might be a fun thing to do. But if the thing is internet connected, forget it. Oh boy. Let's see if anybody asks, is this a telescreen from 1984? Anybody want to ask that question? I don't think I'm going to, but if anybody would like to, that'd be funny. Have a battery to unplug. Can Echo Show be set to auto answer video calls? Ooh. Can we place calls through it? I'd go ahead and assume no, unless the caller center picks up. Oh boy. Do you know of any compatible baby monitors? Oh boy. People are actually looking at buying this. Oh, it's a 5 megapixel camera. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, Ryan, I didn't get a chance to see what your message was. Was it full of snark? Now Alexa can show you things about your neighbors. Woohoo! Yeah, that'd be funny. Ironic. People would have window curtains closed and then we can see inside, yet they buy Amazon Alexa watching and listening to everything inside the house. Yep, Skynet. I agree. Skynet. Oh boy. All right, let's get on to kind of like the feature namesake. This is an interesting one. The real problem with self-driving cars, they actually follow the traffic laws. Change the title of the product to Telescreen ads enabled. Yep, with you. All right. Real problem with self-driving cars. They actually follow traffic laws. I look at this and I go, yeah, what's going on? Then I delved deeper into this. And the thing about the self-driving cars, okay, the self-driving cars, like any program, and I've had fun conversations with a lot of people on this, that the thing about the cars, right, and anything, a lot of our world is moving to a 0-1 progression. Okay, 0-1 progression, 0-1 progression, 0-1 progression. Does it fit this or does it fit that? Pass or fail? 1 or 0? And the challenge is there are times as human beings we have to make judgment calls. And our judgment calls are not always sound. But sometimes our judgment calls that do not just 0 and 1 end up saving a lot. And that's just kind of the thing here is that while this is interesting that they follow traffic laws, what I immediately thought is, yeah, everyone in the world speeds and that's kind of annoying. And maybe we shouldn't speed quite so much. That is certainly something here. This is actually, I'm not like totally OCD, but that little bit of that guy there was driving me crazy. I don't know if it was driving you crazy. I'll fix it. All right. So the real problem with self-driving cars, they actually follow traffic laws. I'm thinking, yeah, well, what's going to happen is these things are going to be putzing down the road at 35 miles an hour in a 35 zone. You're going to have this crazy psycho going like this either way, trying to find a way to zoom around. I'm like, I was coming back, it was like Easter Sunday. I'm coming back from church in the morning and we're going down this little back road down here. It's like 55 miles an hour. The guy probably was going 95. He shot around me so fast I didn't even see him coming in a no passing zone, almost head on to another car right in my path. Like, oh boy. Then he almost did it again. He was out of view before I made the next round, made the round the next turn. That's like crazy. So, I can see the guy wanting to drive 55 in the 45 zone, trying to find a way around that. But that's not what they're talking about. So I actually went back to the original article here. And what's the toughest challenge for self-driving cars is human drivers. So they go in and they talk about a lot of the little things. Humans routinely exceed speed limit by 10 to 15 miles an hour. Just try entering the New Jersey Turnpike at normal speed. Yeah, this is something. Like, it's very scary. That's funny, huh? This is a Pennsylvania license plate number there. I wonder whose license plate number that is. This should really be blurred out. Okay. But if you spend any time driving through cities along beltways, if you go the speed limit, you're going to die. It's a given. It's just going to happen. You keep up with traffic or else it's like death is upon you. And so this is one of the things that they're talking about. Self-driving cars wouldn't dare cross a double line. Humans do it all the time. And then there was little odd local traffic customs, which humans quickly adapt. So the local traffic customs. So they mention them here. I know around this town, it's customary, and in many places too, but around here, if you got a green light and you're turning left, you edge your way and you're kind of in the middle of the intersection so that when that light turns yellow and the opposing traffic stops, at least one car can shoot across. Okay? And that's something that a self-driving car would never do. Well, there are intersections in our town that do not have a green arrow on a left-hand turn. And if you are trying to make a left-hand turn while waiting for it to clear, you will not go. And you will tie up traffic for a long time by not going. There are times you have to shoot along and shoot in when you can, when a robot 0-1 pass fail yes no go stop, and the stop should really go. So here they outline things. The California stop, where drivers roll through stop signs if no traffic is crossing. Of course, in San Francisco, if you ever spend any time driving through San Francisco, you do not go through that light as soon as it turns green. You wait because 3 cars are going to run the red light. It's just local custom. Southwest Pennsylvania, courteous drivers packed. I don't know why it says Southwestern Pennsylvania. I guess Pittsburgh's close to Southwest. It's more like Central West, but Southwestern Pennsylvania, courteous drivers practice the Pittsburgh left. Customary to let one oncoming car turn left in front of them when the traffic light turns green. That's neat. And these are little things that are really okay. During rush hour in Ann Arbor, drivers routinely cross a double line to queue up for a left turn onto a freeway. Those are things a self-driving car wouldn't do, but as a human, you have to make those decisions to do or not. And that's kind of the thing. All right. Real problem was the cars exploding and crashing into others' cars, buildings, light poles, fire hydrants, houses, and Uber's headquarters. Well, that last one wasn't an accident, but no. There's a lot of challenges with them. Okay, Melbourne here in Australia has some of the weirdest road rules. Self-driving car has no hope. Yeah. Stop. Slight tap on pedal. Nice. Okay, autonomous cars are likely to carry passengers in the next 3 to 5 years. I will run in terror. Hi, Cree, how are you? Right, driverless cars are very rule-based. They don't understand social graces. That's kind of that point. Like, and as far as looking into these, I am not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the concept of a computer self-driving. To me, there's more risks, and the risks certainly outweigh the rewards, because all these self-driving cars, which of course are all internet connected and all can communicate with one another. What happens when a hacker gets in there and just like, watch this? And I think there was a movie about that. Somebody probably knows what I'm talking about. I think Level 1 Tech talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago or something. But if somebody remembers that movie name, go ahead and throw it in there. But that's kind of the thing, is that with all of this self-driving technology, a lot of times it goes back to Malcolm from Jurassic Park, whatever his last name was, I forget. So we are so focused on whether we can do something, we never stop and ask if we should. In a world where, today alone, almost every hospital in England was shut down, or UK was shut down, I should say. All across Europe, computers were hacked with malicious code. Shut them down. Do we really need all these cars driving very, very, very fast? What happens when a hacker comes and goes, watch this? And then all of a sudden you see aerial pictures from New York City. That's crazy. So, to me, I don't want to trust. I get that drivers cause more accidents and other things, but if we let this mass scope of self-driving cars on the road, I promise you, the hackers causing car crashes are going to way, way, way outrun the human error. And that's the scary part. And the cars also throw sulfuric acid in your face when the airbag comes out, which personally is a bad feature. Oh, that's exciting. I haven't seen the sulfuric acid one. That'd be an interesting thing. Kind of suck, really, but Put nitric acid, you'll turn your face all orange. You'll tell who is in the driver's seat. See? What I'm talking about. Oh boy. Programmers are optimistic that someday the cars will even be able to handle Beijing's traffic. The cost could be high. It might be a decade or more before Chinese regulators deem self-driving cars reliable enough for widespread public use. Yeah. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna wait until the hacking news goes on. Let's see what's going on there. And that's the thing is, the self-driving cars. The problem with the self-driving cars is that the people in those self-driving cars, the people make errors, but people can also make a whole lot of judgment calls that a computer is completely unable to do. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Is that our last one? Yes, that was our last one. Let's see. Do I have one for this one? I don't. We're just going to go back to our basic core one here because the next article series is called Out of Our Minds. Out of Our Minds. Keurig. Oh boy. Didn't say anything about traffic in India, did they? I don't remember if they mentioned traffic in India. From what I hear from friends of mine from India, it's scary. Like, what traffic laws? Left, right, whatever. The lane's clear, right? K-Cups. Keurig. So, you talk about the problems with various coffee pots. Of course, I recently moved to a French press from a regular coffee pot because I think it's actually going to save me a lot of money. And then I asked the question, what's the most efficient way of heating water for that? And it turns out, like what's the most efficient way of heating water? And there ends up being a site out there called treehugger.com or treehugger I don't know, treehugger something, whatever. And they had actually done the actual energy calibration studies. You start with taking water. Here's the mass of water. What's the carrying capacity of water? How much energy do I have to input into the water? And then they looked at heat exchanges. They looked at a lot of other things. And my question is it better to cook the water in a microwave or is it better to cook the hot water on a stovetop? Well, it turns out that cooking the water in a stovetop is the least efficient way. Cooking in the microwave is the medium. The most efficient way to cook water, if you are curious, is that you want to use an electric kettle. That seems to be the most efficient way of heating water because they're just designed to heat water. And if you can get one where the elements actually touch the water, that's even better. I went with a smaller one because I did not want one with a 2-liter capacity because I don't need all that. Hello, Diego. So I went with a smaller capacity one, I think from Hamilton Beach. It works out great so far. Tell you what, if I remember, I'll throw a link to the coffee stuff I have down the bottom there in this video so that you can see what I'm using. But the Hamilton Beach heater, has a lower capacity. It's I think it's just about a 1 liter, maybe it's a 1.2 liter capacity at max, which is perfect because that's actually more than I need to do a pot of French press, and I only need to fill it up that full when I'm doing, when I have friends over. But then the regular coffee pot, the reason I got rid of that is I estimated at 900 watts with a coffee pot on for an average of about 4 hours a day. I estimated that the coffee pot would consume between $7 and $15 of electricity in the month. And so I wanted to do away with that regular thing. Now, I had good intentions of brewing up the coffee and then taking it out of there, putting it into a thermos, but there was no motivation to do that because it's then a pain to get it out of the thermos and blah, blah, blah. But with the French press, it does go into the thermos right away because otherwise it doesn't stay warm. Okay. Why am I getting off on all of that? Well, because K-Cups, the most expensive and inefficient way of making coffee. I don't get it. Now, I have a friend who has a Keurig who is probably the actually two friends that have a Keurig who have probably the only good use case scenario. So if you fit one of these two use case scenarios, a Keurig can make sense. Number one person, she only drinks one standard size cup of coffee a day, with the occasional cup of tea in the evening. And they might also have an occasional hot chocolate or something else. Nothing major. For them, the Keurig is not a bad device because it's not used frequently, etc. I have another friend who really doesn't drink any coffee at all, but hosts a lot of social parties. Now, even in that case, it's probably better just to have a regular coffee pot. But, she has the Keurig there for the guests. For me, I think the first use case scenario is better than anything else. But I've gone into places where you'll go into a waiting room or something and here's a Keurig. It's like, why? Why are you being so inefficient? And the challenge is those stupid little K-cups are practically unrecyclable. Now they came up with one coffee brand that currently has recycling. But what's going on here now, Dunkin' Donuts shareholders wants company to look into the K-Cup waste. Because of course everyone jumps under the bandwagon of using the K-Cups. The challenge is that we have way too much waste coming out. It's like you get a foil wrapper, a little cup. All these, not to mention just how the thing works. It's just a giant piece of waste. And the calculations are, to brew the coffee, it's $51 a pound. That's insanity. I think I bought 2 pounds today. I think it's 28. I think it was about 2 pounds. 2 pounds of coffee today, I think it cost me $7 for the French press. And that'll work well. But now they're looking into these, which it's good that somebody's coming in and saying, hey, why don't we look at the waste that these produce, and rather than sit here and go, oh, hey, we should just use these and make more money. They're actually questioning the waste it produces. And I think that that's a good thing. And we all need to do this because these things here are just very few good uses to have a Keurig around. I just think it's wasteful. I'm enjoying the French press because the electric kettle, I can use that for water for tea or for coffee. The thing itself produces, it's even less waste. I'm not using coffee filters, although I usually used a mesh filter before anyway, but I'm not using coffee filters, so I'm not throwing away a bunch of stuff. All that kind of things. Sorry, Diego. I got my tea. I think I'm serving up ginger peach tea today. One of my favorite teas. Good stuff. All right. So, that's K-Cup. First article in our Are We Out of Our Minds? Are we out of... oh, my brain! Are we out of our minds? Are we out of our minds? Oh, boy. Comments. You know what? I didn't do I have my comment stream up here right now? No, my comment stream is pulling the wrong window. Not that window. How's this window? Hey, there we are. There's my comment stream. Yay! Didn't have my comment stream working right. Motorcycles from hell with animals as passengers. Whoa. Did something just happen to my lighting? I look like I'm super bright all of a sudden. Or has I always been super bright? I promise I've had sunlight. All right. Work at... silly thing. Okay, I work at Publix, so we always have K-Cups on sale. I think we even sell K-Cup machines, too. Stop drinking tea and coffee regularly. I just love drinking hot things, and so I don't ever put any cream or sugar in it, which, the cream's not bad, as long as it's not those sugar-based ones, but the sugar in coffee and tea is what kills us. Krups Espresso. Let's have coffee or tea. I do tea this late at night. I'm out of my minds. Tea is better than coffee. No. To each his own, I guess. All right. So the next article in the Are We Out of Our Minds? This one was annoying. I had to turn off an auto-playing video. But anyway. A Flagstaff hiker in search of free pizza finds himself stranded on top of a mountain. So, raise your hand if you're stupid enough to hike to the top of a frozen mountain in shorts and a t-shirt for a free pizza. Huh? That's crazy. That's psychopathic. So, now watching The Drug Whisperer. You want heroin? Chance for free pizza turned into a cold and scary situation for a 30-year-old hiker. Rescue was not at all the intention of the business owner behind the challenge. Caleb Schiff, the owner of Pizzaletta. I'll make you a pizza you can't refuse. He said it was voluntary, adding when he asked people to climb to the top of Mount Eldon, he had hoped they'd check the weather and be prepared. No, not in this world. Don't make foolish assumptions like somebody's actually going to check the weather. Geocache pizza. Yes. All right, if you're into geocaching, what's the weirdest geocache you've ever looked for, or what's the most fabulous geocache you've ever looked for? Let me know. Luckily, it didn't come to that. Let's see. I would never want anyone to risk their life for a pizza. It certainly wouldn't be worth it. Wow. Was the hiker stoned? Probably, man. He had the munchies. He challenged people to meet at the top of Mount Eldon at 8 a.m. for a free meal later that day. Those who made it got a golden ticket on the business's Instagram account. The 21-day event was in line with Giro d'Italia bicycle race and only one of several social challenges Schiff had organized over the years. In truth, what we really want is people to make great decisions about their health and be active. Well, if you want people to make good decisions about their health and to be active, I guess hiking to the top of a mountain is pretty good, but serving up for pizza, probably not. They too lazy to check the weather. That's why they need pizza. Would you co-op your entire day plans and climb the mountain for a pizza? No. If I really want a pizza that bad, I think I'll work, make a lot of money, and order in a pizza. The storm caught his climbing group by surprise, adding, it escalated quickly. You mean climbing to the top of a mountain escalates quickly? I know it's Arizona and all, but believe it or not, when you cross a certain altitude, it gets snowy. Golden ticket for pizza? I want chocolate. I know. I'm surprised he's not being sued by Willy Wonka here. This is crazy. But anyway, that's kind of scary. So, would you climb to the top of a frozen mountain in shorts and a t-shirt for a free pizza? Hey, Lon, how are you? Yawn, excuse me. I saw the last part of your name and added it to the first part, and that was kind of crazy. All right, so our next topic. I only had two out of the Are We Out of Our Minds? I could probably go on. Ooh, and an Oompa Loompa. Yeah, I want an Oompa Loompa. I want an Oompa Loompa, or I am not hiking it to the top of that mountain. All right, so our next topic is privacy. Does this scare anybody else? The Bedit 3 sleep monitor. Now, with our app, we can track your pulse rate. We can track your score, your heart rate, your everything. I wish my head could turn around like that Exorcist girl. Yeah. I'm still pondering, how does this app, how does collecting all this data and sending it all on up to some third party, how does this help you sleep better? I don't know. Unlike apps, wearable activity trackers bet it is made for the bedroom. It sounds like it should be in a different type of website. There's nothing to wear and nothing to remember every day. All you need to do is sleep. And that's the scary part about it. If you forget the Fitbit, then, you lose that data. And more importantly for the company, they lose that data on you. All right. This one here, when you forget about it, it's still tracking all the data. You just forgot about it. So learn why you sleep well and why not. Okay, so here's what this thing does. It's designed, by the way, to keep your bedroom zen. Do I wrap my phone in aluminum foil? Not always. All right. It's hidden under your sheet. Automatic and accurate tracking. Just sleep with one or two people in a bed. Extremely thin, flat and soft. It's unnoticeable during sleep. USB power adapter. Ambient noise awareness. Finds out if you're snoring. Smart alarm clock. Wake up refreshed at the right time. Okay, I'm going to take issue with that. We're going to come back to it. Temperature, humidity. Optimize your sleep. What? Is the thing equipped with a humidifier and a dehumidifier? Or what's going on? Bluetooth smart data transfer. This is scary. All right, I'm going to take objection with the smart alarm clock. Wake up refreshed at the right time. Now, the way you wake up refreshed at the right time is to make sure that you are... I'm trying to figure out why I look so washed out. I'm going to try something, though. I'm going to turn on my night mode on this light and see how it looks. How's that for light? Oh, that's weird. It's dark. But you know what? It matches the theme of privacy just well. Whoa! The camera went something. Okay, now I look like I'm under a black light or something. Oh, well, we'll run with it for a little bit. All right, so actually that's easier on my eyes too. All right, so the best way to wake up refreshed and at the right time is to wake up when your body says wake up. It's not to jolt it out with anything like you're soft, subtly in sleep, and all of a sudden that's just scary. That's not a good way to wake up. So I'm not sure exactly how this thing wakes you up, but I don't know, whatever. Ambient noise awareness. It finds out if you're snoring. Yeah, I really want all these other companies. Like now you're going to have ads embedded in here. So we see that you snore. Would you like to try our new product? That's kind of scary. Okay, here's like the stuff it tracks. Well, smart alarm. Here's your sleep trends. Oh, your sleep score. Ooh. Your sleep time. Ooh, my overall sleep score. I scored a 95%. Yeah, I feel like a Smurf. Sleep time's up 42 minutes. My sleep efficiency's up 6%. My heart rate is down 2 beats per minute. And my respiration is 16 breaths per minute. Excuse me. I was needing a hat for this one. This is getting scary. Who in their right mind needs this, people? Who in their right mind needs an app to collect all this stuff? And every bit of this goes right on up to their cloud. They have access to this data. That's scary. That's really scary. But there's something funny about Beddit. Bennett was bought by Apple. If you go to Bennett's privacy policy, Bennett has been acquired by Apple. Your personal data will be collected, used, and disclosed in accordance with the Apple privacy policy. Let's have a gander. Apple's discommitment to your privacy. At Apple, your trust means everything to us. So does your data. That's why we respect your privacy and protect it with strong encryption, plus strict policies that will govern how all data is handled. Security and privacy are fundamental to the design of our hardware, software, and services, including iCloud, new services like Apple Pay. I wonder if, I'm going to see if Bennett is actually, no, bummer. Bennett is not in their privacy policy at this time. Okay, they're like telling us, okay, Apple's commitment to your privacy. This is not a privacy. Is anybody else seeing this? This is not a privacy policy. This is Tim Cook's statement about what their privacy policy does. Okay, let me find their actual privacy policy. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, Houston, we have a problem. Personal information is data that can be used to identify or contact a single person. What personal information we collect? You create an Apple ID. Ooh. Bummer. Bet it's not in here either. Third-party sites and services, location-based services, children education, access to personal information. Yeah, I'm not going to read through all this again. I've read it a long time ago. I don't remember much about it. Collection and use. We may collect as much information as occupation, language, zip code, area code, unique device identifier, referral URL, location, times when where an Apple product is used so we can better understand customer behavior. Collect information regarding customer activities on our website, iCloud services, iTunes stores, App Mac Store, Apple Store for Apple TV, iBook stores, etc. We collect and store details about how you use our services. That's kind of scary. So anyway, you can go into Bennett and Apple's going to climb right on into your bed. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, this is the Smurf version of Tom apparently. I went Smurf. It was a Smurf-tastic day. Narcolepsy patients at home. What? Scariest thing ever in organic chemistry. I think one. No, it was two. Organic chemistry 2. Our hoods were, it'd be like a hood, and you'd have a hood across, but then the middle part was kind of a shared, like it was one vent, but there was the same countertop, and the guy across me in the other hood had narcolepsy. And it was scary. Because I'm in organic chemistry and all of a sudden I see this liquid start coming across my side of the hood. I'm like, oh, dude, are you awake over there? Like, yeah, why? Like, could you please tell me what is this liquid that's meandering its way towards me? Like, I don't know. It's my unknown. Oh. Wow. All right. See the vid of Don't Call Me Lenny heart checking mobile app. I did not see it. No. And does so selling your data. Apple is coming to town. They know when you are sleeping and when you are awake. Better be good. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure the app is completely offline. Yep. All right, here's a fun one. So this guy's Grubhub account was hacked. He couldn't get back into it. Grubhub's solution is just create a new account. There's a problem here. All his credit card information, his email address, his phone number, all of this information is embedded in this account that he can't access, but some hacker can. It's kind of freaky. So basically, he talks about the big runaround that he gets. Finally, of course, media contacts them, and of course we get my favorite thing in the world. I should you know what I'm thinking I should do? I should get big company logos and these comments from the public relations department, and I should post them up as motivational posters all over the place. Is somebody taking notes here? I mean, this is an idea potentially worth millions. We apologize for your reader's experience with our representatives. It will not be taken lightly. It is not indicative of the service that we pride ourselves in providing our customers. Really? Still doesn't quite beat the Microsoft's one, after their major SMB hack, like Samba server hack out there, and they missed Patch Tuesday, and their person comes out and says, well, for the most optimal security, you should use Windows 10 to make sure it's completely up to date. Yep. That's kind of scary, but this is a problem. And here's the reality: is Grubhub probably is run by like 5 people, and they don't really care because they don't really have the resources to catch up with all this stuff. And that's kind of the problem I'm probably exaggerating. I don't know the size of the company in reality. But what I'm saying and what I'm suggesting is a lot of these types of companies really only have a few people working for them. In fact, I know the guy, one of the original founders of Vimeo, and he's talking about another project that he owns right now. They got 3 people. It's a huge service. They got 3 people, and that's fine for most cases. But what happens is when a hack occurs and something weird goes on like this, they don't even know what to do about it. So they themselves could potentially be lost. But that's a challenge, and that's a reality of this thing. And this is why I'm also a little bit leery at times to put so much trust in some companies. Not that I never want to not use anybody's service, but we need to use our brain a little bit when we're doing these things. All right. I think I missed putting up a bunch of articles. That's fun. Microsoft reaches beyond Windows with timeline to pick up where I left off. Yeah, this one freaks me out. Basically, all of your information is being stored in the cloud. And not only the documents you're working on, but the app states and conditions. And the idea is to do something kind of like handoff. Now, I don't use handoff much. I'm pretty sure my phone can support the handoff, but I intentionally kept my Mac on. I think my Mac is on El Kappa 10. I think I intentionally kept my Mac there because it's working, and I don't want to risk breaking it with an update because, updates tend to break things at times. If it was security, great, but it's not. It's feature, and I don't want the new features. But of course, with that, to my understanding, is it connects via Bluetooth, And if I have the app on and I'm doing some document, watching some YouTube video, I can come over, push a button, and it will take what I'm watching over here and transmit it onto my Mac. And that's okay, fine. I don't mind that quite so much, although for me, I don't find that particularly useful. But what they're doing here is even broader, because the idea is you can do it across platform, which is a cool concept. But the problem is you're still storing all of that kind of stuff in the cloud. And this is the thing that I don't like, is all of this storing everything up into the cloud. And that's kind of what the concern is. But the idea is, and they're like, well, what if you're working on an email and then you need to go and pick up your kid in an emergency? Well, you can pick up the email later. It ain't gonna happen. If you have to go and leave work to go pick up your kid in an emergency, you don't care what the email is. It will be waiting for you when you come back. I can't think of a major email that I'd write. Like, I could do a quick email on my phone, no big deal. I don't care. But if it's anything more than a very quick response, yeah, it can wait. Okay. As one pastor once said in a sermon, this is back in 2006 when cell phones were still not all that big. He makes a comment with everyone there's cell phones. He's like, cell phones. Actually, I think he even used the term pager in there too. It's like all of us got these cell phones in our pocket, like we're all cardiac surgeons and the heart's waiting and emergency. Just because this beeps does not mean it's important. Time management, people. Time management. But this thing here, of course, it promotes or proposes to be a cross-platform way to move your data. There's applications that are good. I just don't want this level of stuff stored in Windows Cloud. That's fine by me. Oh boy, this is exciting. Very exciting here is that that awesome Amazon Alexa. All right, Alexa, order me some unicorn meat. All right, just in case anyone's got one going within range, I want to order some unicorn meat because it exists. Why not? So what they're doing here is Voice Labs is like an ad system or a developer system, and they are allowing some monetization, putting ads in Alexa now. Please no. Where's the, let's see. So the idea is you're talking to Alexa and it's going to tell you back and it's going to give you some ads now as well. This is kind of crazy. Oh boy. Look at some comments here real quick. Grubhub sounds like a bit like GitHub. Any relation? No idea. The cloud is God. Cortana. Does anyone read yesterday's news of MS Plus Apple Plus Canonical on the App Store? I'm not sure I got that one. Was this the one where there's some Linux commands or some shell running inside of the store? I saw something on it. I didn't read it. I have no idea. Uh-oh. Okay. Gonna wait for the stream to catch back up. I'm not seeing output yet. Let me just double check. Hey, there we are. All right, looks like we're back. All right, sorry about that. I had a little just had to do a modem reset. All right, we should be back now. We should be back now. All right. All right, so where was I at? Okay. Okay, so where was I at here? So the basically Alexa will give you ads now in your system. Yeah, sorry, I had my modem shuts itself down now about 3 or 4 times a week, which is kind of annoying, and it just decided to do that. So I caught it on my stream right at the time it dropped to 0. Nope, not your Wi-Fi. It was mine. All right. So there's Alexa. That's exciting. All right. So here's one from The Guardian. This is relating to the giant global cyber attack with ransomware. Oh, your files have been encrypted. So this is funny because I had somebody today. Yeah, I know they're scary. So what had happened here is somebody was calling me a little over paranoid for my video yesterday, looking at some of the just offline data storage, and then it's like I said, yeah, this is something that we need to keep in mind, is that this type of encryption, the ransomware attack can occur. So here they're basically saying, yeah, you have this long to pay, and I think it was something to the effect of $300 is what the yep, about $300. And so pretty much the hospitals got hit. Who is it? Hospitals, I think FedEx, or was it UPS? I think it was UPS, etc. This is still becoming a big thing. Now, here's what happened is this came out of, or was extracted from, the NSA leaks on WikiLeaks. And so somebody utilized that code to take advantage of susceptible computer systems to do this. And so that's a little on the scary side. Oop. Then the next thing I'd pulled out for security, we're in security mode. The Alexa's jealous of this stream. Yeah. So this is neat. If you have a Hewlett-Packard computer, double check to make sure that you you do not have one of, let's see, this did not list the versions. Somewhere there's a list of actual affected computers, but this wasn't like anything crazy or malicious on their behalf. What this was is that as part of the development testing, there was a keylogger in there so that the people could track bugs in development and see what was going on. And what had happened is they had forgotten to remove the keylogger. But the problem is it stored all of the data, because it was a development tool. They'd stored all of the data on, internet's flashed again there for a second. They'd stored all of the data in a plain text file on the computer. And so anybody with access to the computer could even pull up things like I just need to send a quick text out to someone real quick. All right. Oh, and throw my phone around apparently. But basically, they'd already pushed out an update. You'd get the update through the Windows Store. Of course, this is a Windows thing, so if you're on Linux, yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, it was just an oversight. But this is what happens, when people lay off their entire QA teams and you're using HP anyway. A little scary. So that is that. Let's see. I think, there's a couple articles, other articles I was going to talk about, but this stream is lasting a whole lot longer. My internet's still kind of fluctuating up and down a little bit more. So I think what we'll do is we're going to catch up on comments, and then I'm going to leave Smurfdom at home and jump off here. Let's see. Alexa is jealous of the stream. That's right. Alexa, order me unicorn meat. All right. NHS is using Windows, Mac, or Linux. Windows, and from the screenshots I saw there, it looked like it was probably Windows 7 is my thought. As secure as a screen door. Yes, it is as secure as a screen door. Yeah. Linux had the ransomware issues and not sure time date, late, probably last year. Yeah, I recall seeing something. I don't remember what much. NHS is like the National Health Care System in UK. National Health Services, thanks. All right. Well, that was exciting. I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this one up right about here at this time. Up to date, let's see. So we're going to do, tomorrow I need to fix a computer. Do you guys want me to live stream fixing a computer? Let me know pretty quick here. I'll either record it or I can live stream it. What I need to do is I need to replace the screen on my Lenovo S21. Which runs Peppermint. So I need to do that. I'm thinking tomorrow's a good day for that. So, I'll play a Louis Rossman and fix the computer on a live stream if you guys want, or I'll just record it and whatever else. So that's that. Sunday, I'm still not completely certain what I'm going to talk about yet with the tinfoil hat time, but we are going to go with a tinfoil hat time live on Sunday in theory, and check out Sunday afternoon when I have that figured out. Then I'll put up the information. And then going on next week, I'm not completely sure what I'm going to do next week, but we'll figure that out. So actually, I think what I want to do is turn this off entirely, so I'll go like total Smurf mode here, like complete Smurf mode. So what we're going to do at this point is wrap everything up. And I will have to end this by saying, have yourselves a Smurftastic evening and weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.